Oh, hello there, you lovely lot. Welcome back to a masterclass here today on Crafters TV. And a masterclass, for those of you that don't really know, a masterclass is when we focus on one type of product or one sort of technique and really get in depth with it and show it off to its full potential and show you all the different ways in which you are going to use it. Today's are all about the Gemini birthday month floral stamp and die collection. We'll get into that in just a few minutes' time. I'm not on I'm not on Mahone. No, I'm not, because Craig's here with me in the studio. How are you, Craig?
On your home. I'm good, thank you very much. I'm fine. I'd like to say I've had a wee nap. I've not, but I'm kind of in that lumber of, where I'm not quite tired, but I'm not quite awake either. So who knows how this masterclass is going to go, but it's one that I'm really looking forward to. I get to do a bit of colouring, which is not something I always get to do a lot. So yeah, it's going to be a good one.
When you're in one of these moods, Craig, when most of the funnies normally happen, so stick around for those. He's like our very own little version of Tigger, isn't he? Bouncing away over there. Lots of you at home are tuning in this morning as well, this afternoon even. Diana is in from Indiana. I can see Sarah. She's in Australia. She says it's midnight here going into Tuesday. Good day, Sarah. Akina is in from Belgium. Hello. Hey. Wanda as well is in from, New York. It's a balmy 9 degrees below zero. That sounds awful. Debbie is in with us as well, looking forward to another masterclass. Suzanne's in from Ohio. Katie's in San Francisco. And Debbie is in from Texas as well. Now, we've got a very special show for you because we have got some gorgeous stamps and dies for you on this show. I want to share with you some of the gorgeous artworks that we have. So what this is all about is a floral scene for each and every month, all designed for the months of the year. So you can see here some of these awesome designs. Here you can see how gorgeous are they, and you're going to be able to colour these up and make your own awesome versions of these, which is fantastic. Now, the reason it's a very special show is because we don't just have Craig with us in the studio. No, we've actually got the lovely Sarah Kay with us as well. How are you, Sarah? Now, for anyone that doesn't know our Sarah, the lovely Sarah, you designed these flowers, didn't you? For anyone that doesn't know you, Sarah, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do craft-wise, and what makes you tick as a. Can I call you an artist? Am I allowed to call you an artist?
I'll take that.
Perfect. Okay. Well, your art is the designs that you've done are absolutely gorgeous. How did you get started with illustrating, drawing, designing all these different wonderful things?
Well, the florals, I started that in lockdown, the first of lockdown. I started doing birthday flowers, and I thought, because I really like zodiac things, so I thought I'd do a flower for each month. And I originally designed them in the art liner pens from Spectrum Noir, the very, very fine tip ones. And then I thought, I'll see if I could make those into stamps. So I added some sentiments, things like that. And then I sent them across to Crafters Companion, and they really liked them. And here we are.
And the rest is history, as they say. Now, if you've got any questions for Sarah as we go through the show, we'd love you to get them into us. Of course, you can do that in all of the normal ways. Crafters TV across on Facebook and, of course, over on YouTube in the normal way. If you've already owned these stamps and dies, I'd love to see some of the things that you've been creating, as I'm sure Sarah would as well. And you can email those pictures to us, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk is where you need to get those into. Now, I know Sarah is going to be sketching away during the show. Sarah, someone told me, a little birdie told me it might even be giving something away in the show. Is that correct?
Yeah. We have the original pen drawings that I was just telling you about with the art liner pens. So these are a lot finer detail than the stamps because they have super fine stroke marks, because
we can
obviously
see that there.
when you're using a stamp, you need a crisp line to stamp with. But obviously you can't see there, can you?
Awesome.
There we go. Yep.
Can really see that there. Yeah. So we're going to be giving one of these away. That's correct. To someone at random.
Yes. You can choose which one. I think.
That's lovely. And so you get to choose the one you want as well. That's awesome. So we'll just do that at random then. If you, the more you comment during the show, across on Facebook or over on YouTube, we'll pick a random winner at the end of the show. Will you sign it as well for us, Sarah?
Yeah, they're all done. I think some of them are, well, there's some on the little stems, but they are there. They are
it is in there?
Yeah.
Awesome. Right,
and not
that's
all
brilliant.
there though. Some of them.
If you want to win one of Sarah's original designs that actually were the original designs that came from this collection, then you can. And I look forward to drawing that winner at random a little later. Lots of you still saying hello. Renee's in from Virginia. Pat is in saying hi, Joe and Craig. Hello, Sarah, says Lynn. The flowers in this collection are beautiful. Sarah, your designs are gorgeous. Love your artwork, says Susan Elliott. Let's bring the details in for this collection. Oh, hello. It has been very busy since we launched it. We did launch it last month. If you missed out on it at the launch, now is your chance because you've got a great saving. You're saving £43 or $52. Club Inspired Platinum members, you save £75 or $89, which is fantastic. Everyone is going to get free shipping and handling. We're going to get free postage and packaging. In here, I'll run through the flowers that you've got in monthly order. Carnation, Primrose, Daffodil, Daisy, Lily of the Valley, Rose, Delphinium, Gladiolus, Aster, Marigold, and then also you've got Poinsettia in there as well. Absolutely beautiful, loads of gorgeous things that have been made from them as well. But Craig, I know you've got lots planned, haven't you? What are we going to be looking at and focusing on from a crafty's point of view over the next couple of hours, Craig?
I thought what we'll do is we'll certainly keep along the springtime / summertime. So we're going to look at the daffodils, we're going to look at the rose, we're going to look at the daisy, and then we're also going to look at the primrose as well. Primrose, we're going to colour them in a bit of a different look. The thing is, you've got the flowers there, so they're going to match, obviously, their name. But if you want to change the colours, you can do. That's the joy of being able to colour them whichever way that you want.
Fantastic. So what do you want to share with us first, Craig? What do you fancy? Which one? How are you going to choose which way to go?
Well, see,
you're a June birthday, aren't you?
Yeah, and that's exactly where we're going to start with.
I knew we would. I thought we might.
I thought what maybe do is do them in order of the month, and then I thought no, because I really like the rose, and rose being June time, and that being my birth month, so I thought let's start with that one. So what we're going to do is we're going to colour it as what maybe you would class as a traditional rose colour. What I've got is I've got my Nina cardstock, because this is what we're going to colour on with our alcohol-proof inks. I'm going to use my flagstone for this one. Again, this is our alcohol-proof dye ink pad, and I've been using the flagstone a lot more as of late. Now, the flagstone's good in the fact of it's not an overpowering like a black is. Blacks, of course, is going to work, but if you just want something just that little bit subtler, then the flagstone will work well. And then I thought what we'll go and do is we'll focus on with our tri-blends, and I'm going to use my magenta blend and also my dull green blend. The other reason for doing this one is because I'm only using 2 colours when it comes to this one. So keeping it very simple to start off with.
Beautiful. Very busy already on this. Lots of interest in that big collection, which will be the way you go. Just to let you know as well, if you don't want to go for the larger collection, you want to break it down, maybe you've got a couple of months in mind that you're after, any 2 for £31 or $35 if you want to get them in that way as well. So loads of options. I think with something like this, though, Craig, it is lovely to have the whole collection, isn't it? And it will be that one, you know, that you can always fall back on it, because actually it doesn't matter how well you know someone, their birthday is in a certain month, they've got a certain flower, and that could be your go-to then.
That's it, exactly. Well, the thing is, you know, every single year, so it doesn't matter whether it's last year, next year, or 10 years down the line. For instance, June is always going to be a rose. All the months are always going to stay the same, so they're never going to be outdated. You'll be able to use them time and time again. And over time, depending on different colour mediums and that might come out, you can then start to change it if you want to. I'm focusing on with the tri-blends. You could use the Classiques, you could use the Illustrators, but then what about using your aqua pens, your sparkle pens, your sparkle pots, and really going to town with that sparkle if you want. It's entirely up to yourself. But what we're doing is I'm using my 6x6 stamping platform for this one, and like we would normally do, nothing different, Joe, we're just tapping our ink onto the stamp, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go direct onto my cardstock, and we do have the dies to go with them. So if I pop that there so you can see. And you can, as I always say, you can stamp and die cut, or die cut and stamp. I preferably and usually I will die cut and then stamp. However, it's whatever you feel easiest doing. But for this demonstration, what I'm doing is I'm going to just stamp onto my piece of cardstock so that we can get colour in. But even then, straight away, you can see, even from high up there, you can see the depth of detail that you've got. And what I've absolutely love about what Sarah has done is not only have you got the flower itself, but you've got all these shadow and these accents. So this is where it enables you to go in with a bit more depth of colour. You don't have to if you don't want to. And sometimes what can happen, depending on the stamp image, certainly if it's a floral, that shading that's there looks great, but sometimes it can be too much and it can actually put you off from trying to get that blending or shading in. Whereas Sarah's just put in just enough, just to help you along the way, and then you can start to do the colouring and blending. And what I should always say as well, and I do like to reiterate this quite a lot, when it comes to colouring, we're going to be doing our kind of like our three-tone blend. You don't have to. If you want to go direct with just the one colour, you can do. It's entirely up to yourself. So what I'm going to do is pop in a bit of cardstock underneath, because we're using our alcohol markers, just absorbs any of your ink that's going to run through. What I also like to say, it also kind of, I like to think is the colour that does go through, Joe, it kind of hits your cardstock and then bounces back into the colour.
Right.
So it's not actually wasting out. That's the way I like to think of it. Do you know what? It works in my head, so do you know what? I'm going to go with that.
Do check the website out as well. We've got lots of the six-piece tri-blends over there. We've also got colour blend pencils available to you on the website today as well. I'll take you through all of those as we go through the show. I'm guessing, Craig, there isn't any of our markers, pens, pencils that we have that you couldn't colour these with?
Not at all. No, you can use absolutely every colour medium that you've got at home. The only thing you would change, Joe, is your ink pad. So anything alcohol-based pen, you're going to use your alcohol-proof dye. Anything that's water-based, such as your aqua pens, your sparkle pens, anything like that, then what you would do is you would use your waterproof ink pad. Other than that, you can then use any of your other colour mediums that you've got at home to colour in.
Absolutely. And if you are new to us, remember, you can watch back any of our shows at any time from Crafters TV. And what that means is we've got hours and hours and hours of colouring tutorials as part of our Colour Me Happy shows that happen every single Friday here on Crafters TV, which is awesome. So you can go back and watch those back at any time you like. Lots of you chatting away to us today as well. Nonna saying the flowers are gorgeous. What a treat to get to meet Sarah, the designer of such a marvellous collection, says Fred. Sharon says, hi Joe, Craig and Sarah. Sarah, I love this collection. So much fun to colour with as well. Rebecca saying, oh my word, I'm loving the collection. Who hasn't got, I haven't got my hands on it as of yet. Well done, Sarah. Sarah, I'm just a wee bit jealous of your talent. The lovely Bernie Corner said she's got a Sarah Kay original of her cat, Jasper. She's going to send it in to us. So we'll look forward to seeing that. We've got a picture of that. We'll have a picture of that coming your way. Cheryl, our resident delivery driver from Niagara, says, good morning, Joe and Craig from Niagara Falls. I'm listening. I've got no time to comment though, but please make me laugh today, guys. We will do our best. Craig's in a bit of a funny mood, as you've worked out already, Cheryl, so who knows what could happen. All bets are off. Kazza says, good afternoon, everyone from Glasgow, Scotland. Nice to see you, Craig and Joe and Sarah. Love the details on all of these flowers. Ange says, I love to stamp in grey when I colour. It's a little more subtle. What a lovely idea. And Christine got these. She said, ordered these stamps from HSN yesterday so I could have the 4 different flowers. I can't wait to get them. I don't have many colourable stamps. Well, you will now, and I'm sure you're going to have a lovely time colouring them in. As I said earlier, if you've got these stamps, if you've received them already, these stamps and dies, I'd love to see the things that you have been creating with them. And you can send that into a studio at crafterscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send those into. We've already had some pictures in, actually. We're saving them up. Okay, we're going to watch Craig's colouring and then we'll see the pictures afterwards. We've lost Craig.
Sorry,
He's got into a colouring coma. Right, Craig's in the colouring. I'll tell you what, whilst Craig's colouring, I'm going to tell you what's coming up in the next few days here on Crafters TV. So remember, we've got that Monday Makers show a little later today with myself and Fiona. Another chance to see Craft Fault as well, myself and Fiona. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. I'm up with Sarah for Craft Fault, which will be fun. And then I've got Softer Side of Life with the lovely Bernie. So our weekly soft crafting show, which will be fantastic. Then I've got a launch party with Fiona. It's a preview of some new rotating stamps. We've got the Nitwits on there. We've got Hunky Dory on there as well. So that's going to be awesome. And then another Craft Fault in the evening with myself and Fiona as well. Wednesday's a rather fabulous day too, because I am here with Jan for Craft Fault, and then of course masterclass on all things stenciling, which will be lovely. Creative Cravings will be myself and Sarah with the Aquatints and Crafters Inspiration 29, and then Craft Fault as well with myself and Jan. And then I'm with you all day on Thursday as well. I've got another Craft Fault. I've got a fantastic masterclass. I've got a carload with the lovely Sarah, and then of course another Craft Fault for you as well. So it's going to be a super jam-packed week here on Crafters TV. It is also the first day of a brand new month, Craig. January felt like it went on for years, didn't it, January?
Did.
It was like it was never going to end. But no, it is the 1st of February. A whole new month of awesomeness awaits you here on Crafters TV. A whole new month of possibilities, Craig.
Exactly, it really, really is. And actually, what I need to say as well is we're using Sarah's designs here as well. But I'm not being biased. Well, I am. But we've got two incredible artists with us. We've got obviously Sarah just at the side of us, but we've also got Charlotte, who's also an incredible artist, and what she can draw.
Director Charlotte is very, very talented. She's been on your morning show, hasn't she, Craig?
She was indeed. I think was it my second or third one? Yeah, second or third one. Charlotte was on. We showed you what she's done in the past when it comes to there was the stag, wasn't there, Charlotte? There was the stag, and then she'd done a picture of Ben's dog, which looked just phenomenal as well. So we've got two incredible artists. So I'm not nervous. I've got one at the side of me, and then I've got one in my ear as well. So not nervous.
No pressure, Craig. No pressure.
No pressure.
That is looking beautiful, though. How does it, when it comes to adding the shade, Craig? Where do you decide? How do you decide where you're going to put which colour when it comes to this sort of image like this?
So what I tend to do is, so for instance, on this one here, there is kind of like two ways you can do it. You can, if you want, you can use all these little shading elements that Sarah's put in for you, and you can use them. So that's going to pick out any of the darkness, any of the deep tones. But what you can then do as well is, if you want to keep it very, very simple, you could do that classic technique of just imagining where the sun or the moon would be and where it's shining down. So where you're going to get that shadow, you're going to get that reflection. So you can do it that way if you want. That is the way that I tend to do it. I'm still working on my colouring, as many of you know at home. I don't think of myself as advanced as obviously like Fiona or Debbie or that is, but I enjoy doing it. I enjoy colouring, and I enjoy being able to come and show kind of like my take on how I like to do it. So for instance, if I look at this petal that we've got here within the rose, now this is the magenta blend that I'm still using. So what I would do for this one here is I'm going in with the lightest tone, and I'm going to work my way round, and then what I would then kind of envision is that we've got obviously the actual shade coming down from up in the top left here, or the sun or the moon, whatever you're wanting to think of it as. So I'm going to lay in that light tone here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip to the dark side on this one. So this is the deepest tone. And then what I'm going to do is very, very lightly, I'm going to work my way around the edge. So I'm going to work my way round, and at the moment I'm not following these little accent lines that Sarah's put in for you to follow. I'm just working my way round. So then what I'm going to do is, we've got this little bit here where the darkness and the light is coming together. So what I'm doing is I've now gone into the mid-tone, and I'm just blending those two together. And then what I'm going to do is, because we've still now got this little bit left over, what I can then do is then blend in that mid-tone into the flower. So you can see from these other ones, alcohol starts to evaporate. So this is where you start to get that blending and that shading look. So we can see on this one here that's evaporated out, we've got that deepness, that tone underneath the petal there, and then the actual focal point of the petal. And what I mean by that is kind of like the main area that's on scene or on show is that lighter tone. So you've got that sun bouncing off the mid-tone of that petal, and then you've got the deep tones, the shadow, just working its way underneath. And that's how I tend to just work my way around. And even when it comes to these small wee ones, we can just work our way in, even on the small ones. So it doesn't matter whether it's a larger area or a small area, you're still just going to follow along that concept and just work your way in. So as I say, so as I like to do it, I start with the lightest, I go to the dark, and then I go to the mid-tone.
All right, awesome. Whilst you're finishing that then, Craig, I'd love to just run everyone through the 12 different flowers of the year that are coming in here, which is fantastic. So I've got these for you. We're going to go through them in calendar order, which is awesome. So we're going to start off with January. And January is all about the carnation, which is awesome. What I love about these is a lot of these flowers can be coloured up in different ways if you want them to. They could be, oh, you had two of me then. That was scary, wasn't it? They can be coloured up in different ways if you want to. There's lots of different colour options for you. So that is your first one. The other great thing as well, you've got sentiments in here as well. You've also got little additional elements. So if you did want to take that bit, for instance, and decoupage that bit over, you can. You've got a little banner in there as well, which is fantastic. Now, this one here is your primrose that you've got. This is your February flower. And again, each one of these, you've got a little sort of frame in every single one here too, which I think is really awesome. You're growing on me, this one says. You've also got other things in here like, here comes spring. So it's really awesome for you to be able to utilise these and use these for every different month of the year. So that one there is your primrose. The next one we've got here is the daffodil. Now this is fantastic. I love this. I feel like when we get to March and the daffodils start sprouting, it really does feel like summer is just around the corner. And the great thing is, you know, look, a daffodil's not just for March, it's for the whole year, isn't it? You can use these all the year through, but I think what's so great about this collection is that when you do need something to get you out of a hole, maybe you don't have much inspiration, maybe you are wanting to create a card for someone and you've just got that crafter's block, it means that this will get you out of that hole because everyone's got a birth flower, which is fantastic. The next one we've got in here is this gorgeous one here, and this is your daisy, as you can see just here, and that is your April birth flower. Really, really awesome. I love that it's quite, there's a lot of movement in this one. I'm not sure if movement's the right word, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Then this one, a flower that we don't see an awful lot of, which I think is gorgeous to have it, is the lily of the valley. That you've got in there, which again is just awesome. A really, really pretty floral image. The rose as well that Craig has been drawing there at the moment, as you can see. Fantastic to have that. Something that you're going to get a lot of use out of. This one here, the delphinium, is this one here, and again a really unusual one, maybe one that we don't see an awful lot of. The next one we have got here in your August one is the gladiolus, as you can see just here, and again a really, really beautiful flower. The next one is, you're getting so much in here, 223 elements within this collection. This is your aster, as you can see here. Not a flower that I'm familiar with, that one. The marigold is this one just here. It's your October flower. Then as we go into November, chrysanthemum will be your November flower there, as you can see. And of course, December is your poinsettia, as it's an iconic Christmas flower, isn't it? If you want to go for it all together, then absolutely you can. That's how you get the best value for money. You have got a fantastic saving. You can see there, $43.88 if you are in the UK is your saving, $52 is your saving if you're in the US. Platinum members can get it for £128 or $149.60. That means everyone's going to get free postage and packaging and free shipping and handling if they buy in the show as well. We'll send it out to you totally free of charge, which is brilliant. If you did want to cherry pick, and we totally understand that, you know, there's a price point for everyone in all of our shows, then and you get any 2 of these for £31 or $35, and that is a fantastic deal in its own right as well. So 20% saving there for you as well. Really awesome. However you're getting hold of them, I know that you're going to have a really lovely time colouring these up. There's a birthday in the house today. We need to say happy birthday, and it is a friend of the show as well, Mary, the lovely Mary from Tennessee, who's been on the show before as well. Mary, who we interact with all the time. Happy birthday, Mary. I hope you are doing something fabulous to celebrate. Christine Mahoney, let us know it was your birthday. So a very happy birthday to you. Let us know how you're celebrating, Mary. Denise says, Craig, what are you talking about? What are you chatting about? Your colouring is awesome. And Joe says, well, I'm definitely going to have to rewatch this show. Work is getting in the way today. The great thing is, Joe, you can come back and watch this at any time you like. Mandy says, makes it pop out the page. I love it. These pens are brilliant. Just got to practice. And Diane says she especially is loving that Lily of the Valley that is in this show as well. Whichever one you're going for, if you're going for the whole collection, I know you're going to get loads of use out of them. And please keep sending in your pictures. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk, and I'd love to see the things that you have been creating with these. How are you getting on over there, Craig?
I'm getting on okay. Getting on fine. I'm quite pleased with how it's coming together. Although that's the great thing with our tri-blend pens, is because we've got the blending feature. So what I'm doing is I'm colouring them ones in. So what I can do is I'll show you on this next leaf here what I've done. So I'm now gone over into the dull green blend for this one. So what I'm going to do, so this time, because it's underneath the rose's head, so this is where just underneath it's going to be dark, and then it's going to start to get lighter as it's coming down. So what I'm going to do, and at the moment I'm not following in those shaded lines that Sarah's put in, I'm just going with my own initiative. So what I'm doing is I'm colouring in, laying down the light. Now the reason I like to do the light first is that it's kind of like priming your cardstock. It's giving it a bit of a base. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the deep tone. So I'm going to work my way in, so just underneath the rose's head and then just down by the side. Then I can turn my pen round. I'm now into the mid-tone. Now where this deep tone meets the light tone, I'm just where it crosses over, I'm going to blend that out using the mid-tone, and I'm completely covering the light tone. Then what I can do is I can then blend those two out, and then as you'll see, just as time goes on, the alcohol will start to evaporate, and then you'll start to get this effect here where I've gone with the deep tone at the start. So what we could do is let's do that one again. So I'm going just under the rose's head, and I'm going to work my way down just slightly. And then what I can do is turn my pen over to the deep tone, and then we can add our colour. And then now we can go into the mid-tone. And this is what I love about the tri-blends, Joe, is obviously classics you already know and you love them at home. But if you're starting out, the tri-blends are great because you've got that one colour. For instance, if you had these 3 colours in your classics, that's 3 pens.
Yeah. And
you know, it's great if you've got the time, if you've got the space, and if you've got the budget for that, that is great. But at least with the tri-blend pens, it's a good starter out, because then what you've got is you've got the 3 colours, the 3 tones in this one pen, and this is just what I love. So helps on cost, but it also helps on space as well.
Yeah, and also just knowing what works and what doesn't work. I think that's the lesson we have to learn, isn't it? Firstly, when you're colouring, this makes that so much easier. A lot of people asking, who is it was just asking me? Bonnie Cook says, she wanted to know the difference between the tri-blend pens and the tri-blend brush pens, I think, and the difference, Craig, between the bullet nib and that brush nib, and what difference there is.
So what we'd say is the tri-blend brush nibs, they are the tri-blend pen, but what they are is your Illustrator. So it's your Illustrator pen, but in the tri-blend form. So it's what you already know and love from your Illustrator, but instead of all the different pens, it's within that tri-blend formula. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
I think so, yeah,
indeed.
perfect.
Lots of you loving this still. Loads of love online for these. Ange saying the Asters are one of my favourites. They come in pink, purple and blue here in the northern USA. So fun to make 3D. Nonna saying my birthday is this Thursday, so a primrose flower I am. So lovely. Jacqueline says I have to order the 4 that were not available in the US set. Oh, so 4 of them UK only, apparently. I'm going to look into that for you, Jacqueline, and let you know which ones those are. Teresa says, I get into a colouring coma watching Craig colour. Or if you haven't got into your own colouring coma yet, you must, Teresa, because it is so cathartic doing a bit of colouring. I think it's that repetitive action, isn't it, over and over and over again. It's very, very calming and mindful, which is awesome. This is looking absolutely gorgeous, Craig.
Thank you, Joe. What I could do is, even in these small bits, I could start to do a little bit of accent depth of colour, but I'm conscious of time, so I want to work my way in. So then what I'm going to do, so what we can do is bring that one in. What I want to say just a minute ago, Joe, is, you know the boards that you had? The boards that you had with the flowers, because we've done a bit of a teaser on Wake Up Call this morning. So the boards that you've got, there's a couple of them on the back that just says UK only.
Yeah, I think they're all available. They are all available in the US at the moment, but some of them were not launched on HSN.
That's right.
That is which ones they are. I will just dip through and have a look. So, Poinsettia, Marigold, Delphinium. And the Daisy, they were the ones that apparently were not launched over on HSN. So if you got them from HSN, they will be the ones that you may be wanting to get your whole collection sorted. But you can order them across on the website right now, whether you're here in the UK, in the US, or across in Europe. But you're also getting all the stamps included as well, which is awesome, Craig, isn't it?
You are indeed. You're getting the dies as well, where you can cut around them. Now, if you want to keep that in a full background of cardstock, you can. Or what you do get is your die to work it through. So I'm going to work that one through my Gemini. Of course, they're going to go through your Gemini Junior, your Gemini Midi. What I've got is I've got one that I coloured into the side of me. I just want to die cut this one out to show you. So if I move this one out, so you can see how it comes out. It gives you that nice kind of like silhouette or the shadow all the way around. But what I like to do, Joe, and I believe Sarah likes to do the same, is if we're stamping something, if I've got white space, what I like to do, Joe, is I like to go with my ice grey blend, and then I like to work my way round. So I'm just taking away that white area. But even if I hadn't have die cut this, Joe, even if I have left this stamped onto my cardstock, for instance, what I mean by this, so leaving it within the card, I would still, once coloured, go around with my ice grey blend, and I would work all the way round, and then it gives it that bit of a shadow. Now, I hate saying it makes your image pop. I hate saying it makes it pop, but there's no other way that I can think of other to say it does. It really just enhances.
It sort of grounds it almost,
it does,
doesn't it?
Absolutely. Takes away a bit that harshness of your white. And it sounds funny because it's kind of like I contradict myself, because when it comes to die cutting, Joe, I always say white space is good. You know, don't be scared to leave white space. And you absolutely can do it around your stamps. However, there's just something about my stamped image that will maybe ask Sarah just shortly if she does do the same. I think she does. I think she does. I'm looking over. She's giving me a nod.
There's a knowing nod.
I'm like, I'm sure I remember her. Maybe it's not this exact colour, but I thought I'm sure I remember her saying that she likes to go around them as well. And I just think it works really, really well.
Gilmore apparently loves the way that I say cathartic.
Cathartic?
Cathartic. It was my word of the day the other week, cathartic, yeah.
I think I need to start having a word of the day.
Sorry?
I think I need to start having a word of the day.
You need a word of the day. You need to have one on Morning Call, Craig. Maybe a word of the day.
It's a good idea, actually.
What should days be?
It's a good idea, yeah. What is going to be, yeah. Word of the wake up, Georgina. That's a good one, isn't it? But see this one here, Joe, what I've done is I've gone round with the grey, and this one I haven't. You just see how
really
that
see the
little bit of a difference it does, doesn't it?
Really
makes that
a huge
little
difference.
bit. So what we can do is I've got a couple of layers already good to go, and I'm just going to assemble this and make a little card.
Fantastic. Getting busier and busier on these as well at the moment. Remember, you've got this, of course, we've got this 2-hour masterclass on this show for you. We also have as well, don't forget, the launch day show was done on these as well. So you can go back and watch that show back as well once you have got these back. It was launched on the 6th of January here on Crafters TV. So you'll be able to go back and watch that show back, which is fantastic. Do you know, for a moment there, Craig, I thought you'd put the tape on the wrong side.
Did you?
Yeah, I was looking at it, I was like, it's got the tape on the wrong side. It's got the tape on the wrong side. I didn't want to say anything. I didn't realise you were using the back of it. But yeah, I'm certainly not qualified to tell you that you're using the wrong side of the card. But just for a split second, I was like, oh, he's got it on the wrong side.
That's not like you not to say something,
No.
Joe. You would usually be quick to say something.
But I was glad I didn't. And then I said it anyway. So, you know, there you are.
That's true. That's very true. What I wanted to say as well, just listening to you a minute ago, Joe, when you were saying how obviously you can go back and watch. The great thing with obviously us at Crafters Companion or on Crafters TV is the fact is that you can go back and you can watch at no absolute cost to yourself. It's a bit, you know, you need to think if you could go and you can do workshops with, you know, big crafting names out there. You know, it could be for a couple of hours, it could be for a full weekend, and either way, you could pay a good amount for that fortune of being able to do that, whereas you can, time and time again, go back onto our either our YouTube or our website and watch back all our different tutorials that we've been doing, not over just, you know, the last couple of weeks, but, you know, months and if not years as time goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to love it. And there's so much integration there, absolutely. Every step of the way, whatever kind of genre of craft you're into, however whatever it is you want to create, you'll find something across on our website or our YouTube channel that will help you. That is really, really beautiful, Craig. Is that going to be the demonstration of the show? Who knows?
All right enough.
Yes, because of course it is the first day. Who won? Do we know who won? Who's got a star on that board? Oh, there is no star.
There isn't one.
Who won? Do we know? That narrows it down. It was someone who made a white card on Friday.
I made a white card on Friday.
Did you? What does it look like, Georgina, the card? It's an 8x8 card. It's got roses in the corner of the aperture. Yeah, I think we might have... It was... We're just trying to work out. I think we might need a recount. We need to find the card that won, and also all the other ones that won have also gone missing as well. I don't know what's happened. We've had some sort of incident. Right. Now, I want to recap Craig's at a loss, bless him over there. He thinks he's won, but he's not sure. It could be like he's found a penny and lost a pound. We don't know. We'll find out in a few minutes because we have to go back to Sarah. I'm sorry, Sarah. But Sarah's here with us, of course, who designed all of the gorgeous flowers that were in here. Some questions coming in for you, Sarah. V. Renee wanted to know, I'd like to know, how long did it take for Sarah to design all of these flowers? Are you a quick sketcher? Do you like to take your time? Do you do it in one sitting, Sarah, or do you sort of do a bit and then come back to them?
Well, that's a question. Well, the flowers themselves, I think it depends on the flowers. So, for instance, the delphinium, that one took me probably a good 2-3 hours to complete, whereas the things like the poinsettia and the... Oh, I don't have the daffodil, I only have a few of these with me, but the daffodil was quite quickly, that one.
Oh, awesome. And you also, I can see you're using art liner there, and is that what you always sketch and draw with, or do you use lots of different products when it comes to things that you work on?
So I start off with pencil usually, and then I'll always go to my art liners for illustration type things, and I usually go to my 01 nib, which is quite tiny. Yeah.
Oh, it's very fine, yeah.
And there's a 0.05, I believe, as well, which is even smaller than that.
That is totally tiny,
yeah.
isn't it? They are like cat's whiskers. It's kind of what they are.
Oh, yes.
Like. Yeah.
They're good for cross hatching and things like that, though. It's really...
And
really
had
nice.
you done a lot of work with florals before, or was this something? Because tell us a little bit about how the collection came around, because it was something that you just sort of struck on one day, wasn't it? You just sort of started doing it and then went from there.
Well, I've always liked florals, and they're one of those universal things. I wouldn't say that like easy to draw, but they're something where all flowers have a flaw. So if you make a mistake, you can kind of feel like you can't really tell with flowers if there is a mistake, because all flowers have flaws. So there's that, and plus there's so much variety as well. There's things like I've got a bee orchid here that I was going to do that actually looks like there's a bumblebee on the flower, so it's just amazing. So that's how I got into flowers, just the different varieties.
Awesome.
Things like that.
And which one of them did you enjoy doing some of them more than others? Was there a particular one that was your favourite one, or have you got a couple of favourite ones that you enjoyed doing particularly?
I think the delphinium is my favourite, just because it's a type of flower that I've never drawn before. And obviously it's got quite a lot of different dimension and detail to it, and different flower heads, different sizes. It's just, I find it really pleasing on the eye to draw. That one, and probably the gladiolus or gladioli. I think that's the way you say them.
Also, but I mean, they're all really beautiful. There's so much detail in them. So other than florals and flowers, what other sort of stuff do you draw and work on, Sarah?
I like animals. I've got a thing about stags.
Stags, they are so on trend, aren't they, these days? I can see a stag. Look at that.
But this has been done with super fine, the finest tip. This one is 01, so I'm doing a little bit more detail. This, so far, what I have on the paper is about 2 or 3 hours work, okay. Just because it is made up of tiny, tiny little dots.
Oh, so they're not strokes, they are dots, this one.
Yeah. It's one of the ways I really like to work with the art liner pens.
And would you tend to work from an image or from memory most of the time when you do this sort of work?
With some of my florals, if I'm doing a quick doodle or things and I'm drawing a flower, I tend to remember quite a lot of basic flowers, like say daffodils and daisies and things like that. But when it comes to more complex things like the delphinium, things like that, I have to just sort of do a bit of research. Yeah. If I can, I'll get out and about and take photographs and things like that.
And how did you strike on the idea of flowers of the month, Sarah? Because I must admit, it wasn't something that I was even familiar with until this collection came along. And then as soon as I saw it, I was like, it makes total sense. Of course there is a flower for every month. But is it something you've been aware of for a while?
Yeah, I think I've always been quite into my zodiac signs and things like that. So I think I always knew that there was a flower for sort of each month, but I never really looked into it much. And then when I thought about it, I thought, oh, if I draw my birthday flower, which I did, and I thought, oh, well, there's lots of others. There's obviously 12. So then I looked it all up, and there's actually quite a lot. And some of them differ in America to the UK. Yeah.
So is that why some of them are UK ones and some of them are US-centric ones? And that's why we've got those 4 other ones that we talked about.
Yeah, that explains the differences, because there are basically birth flowers for England and ones for US as well. So there's I can't remember exactly which ones. I think there was February difference. There was the iris or the primrose.
Right.
And I think there might be one for December as well. The narcissus or the poinsettia.
Fabulous. So the ones that we've got here then are all of the ones that we have. I'll take you back through them all in just a second. Now we've got some pictures, Sarah, of pictures that people have been sending in. I want to get your take on them, see what you think about them, because we love it when people send in the images of things that have been working on. Let's take a look at what we have been sent in. Then June sent us this first one in. That's awesome. It must be lovely seeing your work really transformed into projects by other people.
Yeah, definitely. It's amazing to see. Oh, that's a lovely.
Really lovely. Joanne's done something a bit different here. She's done a mixed media with a piece of wood.
I love the wooden slice projects that people have been doing. They're amazing.
Really cool. Karen sent this one in. Love that.
I really like that one.
Karen's been busy, Sarah. She's been real busy.
Karen.
She sent 3 in. This matches your outfit today.
It does. Fabulous.
She's channeling her inner Sarah there. And this last one just here as well. Really beautiful. I love to see what people have done colourways with them as well, different colours. Because I guess you can colour them up as they are, true to nature, but you can go abstract and create your own. I guess you could almost borderline create your own flowers by using different colours with these. Right, you can do them in monotone, absolutely. The other thing that I've seen people do is, with the, what did I see it done with? Metallic markers, stamped out and then drawn out and then spritzed out with them as well. I thought that looked really awesome. And also because they are a stamp, remember, you can do all those other things with them as well. You can do your resists, you can do your heat embossing as well. Sarah, we're going to leave you working away over there, if that's all right, and we'll drop in with you in a little while as well. Remember that giveaway. Everyone that comments, one comment random will be selected before the end, and you'll be able to choose the original artwork for the month flower that you want. We'll go back through and just recap which one Sarah has with her in the studio. Trisha Plasto says the birthday flowers are amazing. I love working with them and making cards with them. My favourite is a carnation, as my birthday is in January. Lynn says my favourite in the sets are the rose and the carnations. Wanda says my birthday is in May, so I was delighted to see Lily of the Valley. Patty loves stags, says the drawings that Sarah's doing are absolutely awesome. And Pat says, so lovely. It's nice to see someone design the flowers and what method and methods are used to get the final design. Beautiful, beautiful work, Sarah. Lots of love for those. Right, I'm just going to grab my boards. I want to show you exactly, again, what is included in here in this collection. It is a big collection. Within each collection, what you're getting, of course, is you are getting that main floral element, which is fantastic. You are then getting as well embellishing elements that could be then decoupaged as well. And this is what you end up with here, this beautiful floral design, and the dies then that sit around that and will allow you to cut that out, which is fantastic. So I'm going to run through the months. So January is all about the carnation. Then this one here, February, is the primrose, which is a really lovely sort of delicate flower, isn't it? The next one we've got here is the daffodil, and that is your March flower. I've also got the daisy here as well, which is one of those UK only ones that we spoke about earlier. So if you did get these on HSN, maybe you don't have the daisy one. The next one is Lily of the Valley that I've got here for May, which is awesome. Really gorgeous. Rose is coming your way for June. And again, look, yes, you're going to be able to use these flowers in the birth months, but you're absolutely not going to be confined to using them in the birth months. Delphinium is going to be your July flower that you've got just here, which is absolutely awesome. Gladiolus is coming your way in August for you summer birthday guys. Mine would be Aster, which is the September birthday, and that is producer Georgina's one as well. Marigold is the October one, as you can see there. You've then got chrysanthemum, and finally poinsettia is your last one here as well, which is fantastic. Now, if you want to go for these £160 or $187, everyone's going to get free shipping and handling, free postage and package on these. I will send them out to you completely free of charge. Now, maybe you can't stretch to the whole collection. Maybe you just want to get your hands on a couple of these. Well, absolutely, we've got you covered there as well. Any two of these for £31 or $35 should you want to get your hands on them that way, which is fantastic. And they were, of course, a recent launch as well. Now, there's lots of other stuff in this show. Platinum members, by the way, you can get that for £128 or $149. This one is your Tri-Blend, Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend Floral Blends. Now, they are in, I'll just change the image for you, they are in a 6-piece collection, and they are in essence, they're project collections, or project kits really. 6 pens in there. Well, 6 pieces gives you 18 pens, which is awesome. You've got lots of different options for these there on the website. So go and have a look. You've got floral, portrait, vintage, woodland, coastal, and jewel. So go to the website, have a look at them, and see all the different ones that are on there. Maybe you're someone that prefers to work with pencils. There's pencils over on the website. Go check those out as well. But I want to share with you some of the other stuff that's coming up. The alcohol-proof ink pads here. These are fantastic. Now, what these are great for is, of course, is using then your alcohol markers over the top. They're not going to smudge. Pebble, flagstone, rustic brown, and the noir black coming your way in these ones. We've got a wonderful Centura Pearl selection as well, all with colours that are designed to complement and match perfectly with this collection, which is great. So you've got baby pink, you've got Pacific pumpkin, you've also got the hint of gold, and you've also got the mint in there as well. A really lovely collection there for you. £10 or $14 if you want to get those. Also got a water reactive ink pad collection on the show for you. In this one, you're going to get anthracite, baby blue, crushed velvet, damson wine, jet black, plum jam, the sandstorm, straw bale, spar blue, seal brown, smoked emerald, and the spring meadow as well. £50 or $70 is your price there on those. That is a great saving for you as well. We don't normally do a deep discount like that on our ink pads. This blending collection is limited stock, I'm afraid. If that's in your basket, please think about checking it out. We've been running that deal for a little while now. We've really come towards the end of it, so do grab hold of that. Now, we've also got a Get It deal of the week available for you on the show. It's £23 or $39, and what you're getting in here is you are going to get the transparent all-purpose, you're going to get extra strong dotty tape pen, extra strong regular tape pen, 3D foam pads, and you're going to get the 12mm double-sided red liner tape as well. So an awesome little collection of adhesives there for you with a 20% saving, which is brilliant. Right, I know lots of you got very full baskets and no doubt waiting for a moment to check out. And maybe you're new to us. Hello, any new viewers that we've got. We'd love to hear from you if you're a new viewer. Actually, drop into the comments over on Facebook or across on YouTube. Let us know where you're from, how you found us. But hello and welcome. We're a friendly bunch, so do stay tuned. And any questions you've got at any point, get them into me. But if you are new to us and you want to work out or you want to know how you can watch and shop at the same time, here's all the details. Show you how you can grab the best deals and shop whilst you watch during our shows. So the best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. Head on over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV. You can see all of our shows, offers, and even shop while you watch. Now if you want to get involved and comment along, head over to our Facebook page. Come say hello, ask us some questions, and lol with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even AirPlay directly onto your big screen. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day. All the details there of how you can watch and shop at the same time, so you never need to miss any of the deals or miss any of the demonstrations either, which is fantastic. Loads of you still chatting away with me in the comments. Sandra says, Joe, please tell Sarah, please, so good to see her. She's in her element. Rosalind says, I'm going to use these on canvas in a mixed media project. Joe says, that was so fun to see how these lovely images and designs were created. Shadai says, I have my collection on the deck. I just bought a box of Nina cardstock. I've got birthdays in my family in all 12 months, so we'll definitely get the most amount of use out of these, which is fantastic. Please keep sending photos into us and pictures. We'd love to see them. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send them into. As I said, any questions that you've got, absolutely anything. No such thing as a silly question. There really isn't. You can drop into the comments over on Facebook or across on YouTube as well. If you are on Facebook, please make sure you're on the Crafters TV Facebook feed. So if you're on my feed or Craig's feed or the Crafters Companion UK feed, then we may not see your comments. But if you're on the Crafters TV page, make sure you've liked that and you tune in there. That's where we'll be able to pick up those questions and comments and make sure we get an answer for you. So, yeah, so if you're commenting someone else, thinking, oh, I don't think they're seeing it, make sure you are over on Crafters TV and give it a like, because there's loads of awesome stuff going on over on that page as well, as there is across on our Instagram as well, Crafters Comp TV, if you are on Instagram. Right, Craig, time for another demonstration.
Yeah, so what we're going to do with this one is we're going to keep this one even simpler. So that first one was relatively simple, you know, if you're comfortable when it comes to blending and shading. Of course, you could just do your one colour tone. This one, we're going to use the daisies. And what I've already done is I've stamped this onto a piece of our Nina cardstock. And I have done that to 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. This is then going to show you how you can just keep your stamps stamped onto your cardstock. You don't necessarily have to die cut them out. And all that I've done ahead of time is using the stamp that also comes on the stamp sheet, is I've just stamped it out saying, after it rains, make daisy chains. I have to reread that there. After it rains, make daisy chains. And then I've repeated that just at the side as well. So that's creating a bit of a corner accent. And we are going to do just a little bit to the side just shortly. And then this is one that we're keeping relatively simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my gold yellow blend. We've got citrus blend, and I've taken the light green blend. And then what I'm going to do is if I come in with my gold yellow blend, and I'm going to work just within the centre here, keeping my cardstock underneath. And what I am going to do is these little highlight dots that you can see within the centre of the daisies, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be using them. So using my lightest end, I'm going to work my way around. I always like to do circle motions. It gives you that seamless colour and without any streaks or lines. So I've laid my colour down, and I'm always just leaving that little bit of white just showing, because we do come back and cover that just later. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn all the way around to the deep tone, and then what I'm going to do is taking this one out, and I'm going to really, all that I'm doing, Joe, is just at the base there, just adding a little bit of that deep tone of colour. Then I'm going to go into the mid-tone, and I'm going to circular motions. I'm just blending that out. Blending that out, covering the light base that I've already put down. Then what I'm going to do is back to the light tone. I'm going to go in and I'm going to refinish off that area. And then what will happen is once the alcohol evaporates, you'll start to see how within the centre bit, we're going from the light, working our way down. I'm going to do exactly the same on this one here. So laying the light down. So I'm going maybe about 2/3 of the way up. And then what I can do is turn it around, and I'm going to the darkest end, and I'm going to work my way in here. Then turning, flipping into the middle, just blending that deep tone into that base light tone. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to finish this off with the light tone at the top there. Then all that I'm going to do now is using the citrus blend. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the mid-tone, straight to the mid-tone, and then just following these lines here, I'm just going to do a couple of wisp lines, following the ink lines that are already there from the stamps, and I'm just going to give it a bit of a wisp back and forwards, just to get that colour in. Working my way around. Keeping it very, very simple for this one. Adding that colour in. Like so.
And I guess, again, with this one, Craig, you could colour this up differently if you wanted to. I mean, there's no... The floral police aren't going to come round, are they, and tell you off if you decide you want a blue one of these.
Of course not. Absolutely not.
Imagine if there was floral police. Can you imagine what they look like?
Imagine.
I bet they'd be incredibly well dressed.
They would be, wouldn't they? Would be in their flowery outfits. Maybe a bit of a flowery hat on, Easter bonnet.
Easter bonnets, yeah, they wouldn't have helmets, would they? They'd have Easter bonnets.
Easter bonnets, yeah.
Of course they would.
Of course they would, Joe. Of course they would.
I love that. Teresa says she really enjoys colouring daisies. Cindy as well says, I really love daisies. They're not my birthday month, but daisies make me happy. I remember daisies sitting at secondary school in the playing field, making daisy chains, I always remember, turning them into little, little headdresses and necklaces and all sorts of things. Yeah, they do take me back to my childhood. Was it a daisy or was it a buttercup that you used to put under your face to see if you fancy? Yeah. And what was it about if you liked butter and if it did glow or it didn't glow? But they always glowed, so I never got what the point was of it. If you didn't like butter, they didn't glow. Apparently, is what we used to say as kids.
That's right. Yeah, we used to say the same.
Yeah.
But as you said, it always glowed.
And who doesn't like butter?
And who doesn't like butter?
I know.
Oh, got to have butter.
got to have butter.
Butter
Absolutely.
on toast.
Very busy on this main collection. Remember, the details on your screen there for the individuals. If you want to go for the individuals, then absolutely you can. Don't forget as well, any two for £31 or $35 if you are, of course, going for those individual ones as well. So definitely a price point for every show. Should we have a little look at that picture that I mentioned earlier from Bernie?
Yeah, that would be great.
So let's have a look at this. Is it the cat that we can see? Let's have a little look. I will just grab it in for you and share that with you. How did, let's go back to Sarah. How did it come around? How did you end up drawing a picture of Bernie's cat, Sarah?
It's someone very special to her heart, so I decided to do a drawing for her, because I do love drawing cats, and they are my favourite animals, so
Yeah,
and
and
I
it
had
is
to do a drawing of him.
It's a gorgeous drawing as well. Let's bring that back in and have another look at that. Jasper. What a cute little cat.
Thank you.
So did you draw that did you draw that one from a picture, or did you draw that from just
From a
seeing
photograph,
Jasper?
a photograph, I believe.
Yeah.
I can't actually see the picture. My little TV's gone off.
Jasper, the famous Crafters TV cat is what we will name him. We will refer to him now from now on. That is gorgeous. That really, really is. Lots of you still chatting away. I'd love to know which one is your favourite. If you could have a birth flower, would you? What? Let's go this way. When is your birthday? So what is the birth flower you've got in this collection? But which would you move your birthday in order to have another one? Which would be the one you want? So mine is September, the Aster. I'm pretty happy with mine. I think I'd stick with mine. I like the Aster. I think it's a good one. Sarah, what month is your birthday?
I am a March baby, so mine's a daffodil.
Oh,
Nice
gorgeous,
and bright.
which is
So
a
I match
beautiful
it,
one.
actually.
Is that why you came today as a daffodil? I love the
It
outfit.
was unintentional, but yeah.
And Sarah, what you can't see is Sarah's got matching shoes that are exactly the same colour, which is that's a commitment to an outfit. She looks brilliant. Yours is June, Craig. You're the rose. Would you keep yours, or would you swap it out for a different one?
No, I would keep it. I like my rose. If I had to, I would go to a poinsettia because I love Christmas, but I absolutely more than happy with the rose. I like the rose for June.
Georgina says she's the Aster, but she'd change it to a delphinium if she had her choice of any of them, which is absolutely awesome. How are you getting on over there, Craig?
Getting on good. So what I've done is I'll show you the one that I've already done a moment ago with the yellow within the daisy. What I've done on this one is I used the mid-tone. My original one I'll show you later. Sorry, this one here I've used the mid-tone, yep. And then when it comes to the one that I've already done, I'll show you, I used the light tone. So just in case you wonder, because it seems a bit darker than my original one. So, have a bit of a play and see what you think. Then what I've done is, because I've stamped in the corner, I've just taken one of the art liners. Now I've happened to take, my original one is a black one. I have happened to take a purple one because I've misplaced my black one, Joe. So purple's still gonna, well, we're going to go for it. We're going to use our purple one. Then all that I'm going to do is freehand. I'm going to just do wisps all the way around, and I'm not being neat. I'm not being precise. I'm just going to do straight lines, and then even in the middle, if I even just do little dots, and then
I love that.
It just adds that little bit extra detail. It just gives it that, dare I say it, that more. Little bit extra artistic look to it. Don't try and be specific when it comes to the lines that you're doing. Just let yourself relax, let your hands relax, and just let it go as it pleases. And then, look, it does look black, so that's kind of worked out fine. But if I show you the one I done last night, so there's the one that I've just done there. Then this one here that I done last night. Now this one here, this is where I used the lightest tone instead. So I used the light tone for in the middle of the actual petals of the daisy. This one, I used the mid-tone. So you'll see that little bit of a difference. So then I'm going to bring in a piece of that gorgeous Centura pearl that you've got on the show. This one's the mint one, which I absolutely adore. I'm just going to assemble this card.
Awesome stuff. The art liners are available if you needed some more of them. They're still in the warehouse clearance, actually. I'm shocked that there's some left. You get the art liners, basically. You get a free pack of aqua pens with them. If you did miss out on that, you can go back and shop what remains of those warehouse sale items, only if you are in the US, and you can only shop from the warehouse sale at once. So you can't have something from this show and something from that show in your basket. You need to shop just from the warehouse sale and then just from any of our other shows, which is awesome. I really like the daisy card. What is the August flower, asks Cindy. Cindy, the August flower is the gladiolus. Your August flower. Patty saying she loves the line and dots idea, Craig. It adds pizzazz.
Pizzazz.
Oh,
I like
yes.
that one.
What a good word.
I like that a lot.
What was our word of the day?
Sorry?
What was the earlier word of the day we came up with today already?
Oh,
can't remember now. Cathartic. I don't think
Cathartic.
that was the word of the day, was it? I'm not sure.
Cathartic.
Tomorrow can be pizzazz.
that's right, yeah. That could be tomorrow's. Kind of have to take a day at a time. Can't
I
really
guess so.
can you?
But if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Exactly, exactly. It's something I say quite a lot, 'cause I agree with that one.
And I love the gems on there as well. Really nice finishing touch with that mint green card top. Really beautiful, really simple. And what I love about that card, it could be a card for anything, Craig. Could be a birthday, could be a thinking of you, could be with sympathy card. It could be absolutely anything. And I think florals, the thing is with them, they're so versatile, aren't they? They go across all different themes and genres.
They really, really do, and especially certain flowers, for instance, as you just said there, with this this one here, the daisy, you absolutely can. Many different ways you can use it.
Brilliant. Very busy on those collections. What I want to share with you as well, though, is some of the other stuff that is on the show. We're going to go through, firstly, the water reactive ink pads that we've got for you on the show. I'm going to take you through the colours. I'm going to show you them here in the studio. So you'll see here what you've got. So you've got seal brown. You've then got they're all going to be upside down, aren't they? Sandstorm. This one here is your smoked emerald. Then we have got your baby blue. You've then got your crushed velvet, and you've also then got in there as well the damson wine. That's not all of them, of course. Let me bring the rest in for you as well. The next one here is your... Those rocker blocks are so noisy there, sorry. Got my belly resting on them. This one here is the Misty Morning, as you can see. You got the jet black, the plum jam. You also have the straw bale, as well as the spa blue, the spring meadow, and last but by no means least, the anthracite is in there as well. You get all of them, £50 or $70 if you want to get your hands on them. As a platinum member, £40 or $56, which is awesome. You've got a saving there. Oh, your savings are awesome. $24.87 or $34.35 as a platinum member, which is awesome. Now, if you need the alcohol proof, so the alcohol proof markers, the point of these is that you're going to be able to stamp out imagery and then colour over it with your alcohol markers. It means you're not going to get any smudging or anything like that. If you don't use the correct ink pad for the correct job, you don't get the best results. So in here you've got flagstone, you've got pebble, rustic brown, and you've got the noir black in there as well. So they are the four colours that you have in that collection. Now we're going to move on because we've also got for you a wonderful Centura Pearl bundle with some of our most gorgeous all-time favourite colours in here. So you've got the mint, which is this one here, which is a lovely sort of pale mint. It's really nice, muted, very good for floral elements. You've got your Snow White, you've got the pumpkin in here, you've also got the Pacific, and you're going to get the baby pink within there as well. £10, hang on, that works out £2 a pack, which is great value. It works out 20 pence a sheet for Centura Pearl quality. And the great thing is as well, of course, 310 GSM. That means it's a good heavy weight of cardstock, perfect for construction, as well as die cutting, embossing, and all of those different things that you want to do. We've also got the rocker blocks for you. They were being very noisy, weren't they? They were really trying to muscle in on the action there. These rocker blocks are fantastic. They're a half price deal for you. So what you've got is 4 here in this collection, and then you've got this 2-piece collection as well. So it's a really good variation of different sizes there. And the rocker block is all about you being able to get really awesome, clean, clear, crisp stamping because you're rocking it from heel to toe, meaning that you're going to concentrate that pressure as you moved over that curved stamping platform, which is fantastic. $9.99 or $13.99 if you want to get your hands on that right there. Do grab those. Now, the storage folder. Always important to keep your stamps or your dies, whatever it is that you're storing here, absolutely safe. With this one, you're going to get 2 packs of the magnetic sheets as well, which is fantastic. So it means that you're going to get, I believe it's 6 you get. Is it 3 in a pack with the magnetic sheets, Craig? 3 in a pack, isn't it? So you'd get 6 of these panels here within there, which is brilliant, because the folder, I'm pretty sure the folder on its own would cost you $14.99. So we're going to give you those panels in there totally free of charge, which is fantastic. I love that. You're saving 40% as well. Don't forget as well about the Get It deal, which is on this show, and it's all about your adhesives, which are fantastic. And you've got a really good selection of adhesives in here. So you've got one of our hero glue, so you've got the wet glue, which is the all-purpose. You've then got your 2 different tape pens down the front of here. So you've got your Dotty and you've got your extra strong. You've got your red liner tape in here. It's the 12mm one, so it's good thickness. And then you've got your foam pads in there too. So a really great collection of adhesives that I know you are going to love in there. Now, I talked a lot there about club discount and platinum prices. It's all to do with, of course, Club Inspire, which is the awesome loyalty program that we run here at Crafters TV and across the whole of the Crafters Companion business. If you're not familiar with it, here's all the details.
Welcome to Club Inspire, our free loyalty club. As a member of the club, you can save up to 20% every time you shop with us. For every £1 you spend, whether it's in one of our stores or on our website, you'll collect 1 loyalty point. The more points you have, the more benefits you'll receive. As a welcome present, we'll give you 20% discount with your very first order. Once you place your first order, you'll be given 250 points straight away, making you a bronze member. This will mean that you'll receive a 5% discount on all of your purchases until the end of the next calendar year, plus priority postage. 500 points takes you up to silver membership, where you'll get 10% discount plus free shipping when you spend over £20. When you get to 750 points, you'll become a gold member, which gets you a whopping 15% discount on every order, and we'll ship them to you completely free, no matter how big or small they are. Spend over £25 and we'll send them to you via our premium next day delivery courier service. When you reach 1500 points, you'll become a platinum member, giving you the same shipping benefits as a gold member, but with the added bonus of a massive 20% discount on all of your purchases. Now, on top of that, you'll receive exclusive discounts, sneak peeks of brand new products, special offers and money-saving vouchers. You'll have access to an exclusive secret Facebook group to meet like-minded friends, to find out information first and to be inspired by all the crafty makes. We'll send you a completely free quarterly Digimag direct into your inbox, giving you lots of hints, tips, inspiration, additional offers and some sneaky behind-the-scenes gossip from the team. So what are you waiting for? Become a member of our club today.
All the details there, of course, of Club Inspire, which is a fantastic place to be. Doesn't cost you anything to join. It's very, very easy to join as well. Just go over to the website, click on Club Inspire and add your details in there. We're going to go back again through the whole floral stamp and die collection. And the great thing about this is you've got a great save if you go for the whole collection. But a lot of you are cherry picking going for your own collection, because again, if you go for any 2 of these, £31 or $35, which is awesome. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back through them again now very quickly, or fairly quickly, and I'm going to give you the individual details for each and every one of these birth months. So Carnation is where we are going to start first. This is your January flower, so you can see they're $16.99 or $19.95. The next one here is your Primrose, and again $16.99 or $19.95. We then have the Daffodil in March. I think this might be one of my favourites, the Daffodil. I'm definitely feeling some of us. Daffodils are in the supermarkets at the moment as well. You can buy them now. Might grab some this week. Getting myself a little spring vibes. You've got the Daisy for April, as you can see there. You then have the Lily of the Valley, which is this one here. Again, not a flower I was hugely familiar with before this collection. This one here is your June flower, which is the rose, which I think is absolutely beautiful. We then have the Delphinium, which is the July flower. It is absolutely gorgeous. Love to see you play around and fussy cut that and sort of decoupage those elements up, which would be fantastic. We've got the Gladiolus, is your flower for August, which is brilliant. You also have then the Aster, your September flower there. Then you've got the Marigold there as well, which is fantastic, which is your October flower. November is your Chrysanthemum. And then finally, you've got the poinsettia, which is your December flower, which is fantastic. So do grab those. Again, the collection, I'll give you the details. I'll leave you the details to the whole collection, which is the best way to get the best value for money. But there is a price point for everyone. If you're new to us here at Crafters TV as well, hello, welcome. We're a very friendly, open bunch here. If you are watching for the first time, or maybe you're actually someone that's watched for a while, you've just never commented before, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Say hello to me. We've been crossing countries off, new countries off, Craig, recently. We even had a viewer from Thailand last week, which was one of our new countries. I think we need some sort of map or something. We were talking about it in the studio, so we can cross all the countries off as we go. Renee says, I hope you make more flowers like this collection, even if they don't go with any month. I love them. June saying how great that last card was. Joni saying, I bought these, can't wait to use them. And Diana saying, such good deals on the show today. Yeah, there really are some awesome deals in this show. Don't forget, there's loads more to come today as well. After this show ends, I'll be up with Fiona from Monday Makers a little later, and then myself and Fiona will be back with the Craft Vault after that as well, which will be awesome. Another chance to see those fantastic deals that we brought you a little bit earlier this morning. Right, Craig, what would you like to share with us next?
So I thought what we'll do is we will focus on the Primrose, but what I've done is I've parked on a box. So what we'll do is we will colour, well, we'll stamp and then we'll colour, and then we'll start to assemble it on the top of a box. So it goes to show that you can use it for your cards, but then why not decorate a little handmade box if you want. So what we can do is let's bring in the stamp set here, and then I'm also going to bring in our stamping platform. And then I'm also going to use my flagstone again, because we're still going to be using our tri-blend pens. So what we can do is let's take these ones. So what we can do is popping these ones on. Now, because we've got a few of them, what I'm going to do, Joe, is actually I'm going to lay up a few of these all together, because we've got some of the leaves, so we can pop these to the side as well. So what we can do, I'm going to space them just enough because we could come along and die cut them afterwards. So let's do that leaf. Let's also do one of these flower heads. What else can we do? Let's do this one. And then I think, well, let's pop this one on anyway. So we could do more, but let's just keep it as it is just now. Stamping up, using the flagstone, and then we can bring in my Nina cardstock. And then what we can do is stamp on that, and then that means that we are then good to go to start colouring when it comes to the tri-blends. So let's bring in my stamping mat, bringing in my Nina for this one, and then I'm just going to pop that in and we're going to stamp. Pressing down, I'm just making sure that I always keep at least one hand steady on my platform and then move my other one around.
Fantastic. Could you use your rocker blocks with these if you wanted to, Craig?
Absolutely. Tell you what, we'll very quickly, we'll show you that one just in case anyone's new to the rocker blocks.
Absolutely, because I know the rocker blocks are on the show today. I know not everyone has our stamping platforms.
Yeah.
I guess it's just it's personal preference at the end of the day, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it's what you feel easiest. With the stamping platforms that you're pressing down, with the rocker blocks, it says exactly as it says, it's rocking them. So what we can do is let's take our stamps off, and I'm going to bring these ones off. So what we can do is let's bring in, what I'll do is for this demonstration purposes, I'm just bringing in this bit of scrap card that I show you. But what we can do is with the rocker blocks, if I go from head up, can you see how you've got that curvature, Joe? So you've got that curvature there. So in there, at that end, as well as this end here, there's a lip. There's a couple of millimetres lip, and that is the same depth that matches the depth of all your stamps. Most stamps tend to be the same kind of depth. So what we can do is we can pop our stamp on into place. We can then come along with our ink pad, and if you ever have trouble with getting your ink all around your platform or the area, you don't need to worry about that. All you need to worry about is make sure you've not got any ink on these ridges here. So then what we can do is, Charlotte, if we could come focused onward, there, perfect. And then what I'm going to do is just kind of a bit of a 90-degree angle, Joe. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rock. And then you can see how we've got that perfect impression, although, you know, all that ink's from before, we've got the perfect impression.
Absolutely.
Very quickly as well, I'll just show you, if you did have the ink on the side, so let's stamp our image up. Now let's say we get a bit of ink on the side here.
Yeah.
What if I do that again, so just a bit of an angle and then we just rock, just about caught it. Can you see
Yes,
how
I
we've
see.
got the ink at each side? So that's how the only bit you need to make sure that there's no ink is on these actual end bits here. In saying that, Joe, if it's something you're going to use the die to die cut out, you know, you don't need to be overly concerned. But the good thing with the Rock-A-Block is you're going to get that perfect impression. So if you maybe find it hard to actually put pressure straight down, you know, but you find it a bit more comfortable to do that rocking, you don't need to do a lot of pressure. You just need to just rock enough, and that is then going to give you that imprint onto your cardstock. So it's worthwhile. And I was right to say myself, quite a few of us as well on the team, we've got the stamping platforms and Rock-A-Blocks. You will find your personal preference. Whatever one you find easiest, that's the one that you'll tend to use time and time again. But we can now bring in our stamped image. Now, the Primrose, you've got a bit of a guide that you can always follow if you want on the packaging. What I'm going to do with this one is we're going to go for kind of like the lavenders with this one. And I'm going to go in, so if we start into the petal here, and I'm using the lavender blend, and I'm using the light tone first. So I'm starting right within the flower, so where it's going to be dark, you're going to have that depthness to it. We can start in with the light, and I'm coming down about 2/3 of the way. Now going over into that dark tone. So what I can do is I can put a tiny bit of colour into that base. Then what I can do is go into the mid-tone and circular motions just where that deep tone meets the light. I'm blending that colour out, and I'm coming down as far as where that light tone is. Remember the light tone, putting that light tone down first, it's giving it kind of like a base, kind of like priming your cardstock, if you want to call it. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to go in and blend that shade out. So actually, even then, you can see, even now, you see how you've got that bit of deepness to that part there, and it's starting to get that bit lighter. As the alcohol evaporates, you will then start to see it, you know, being more kind of like substantial when it comes to the shading aspect. But all that I'm going to do is I'm just going to carry on, and I'm going to do exactly what I've done a moment ago, but work my way around all these other petals.
Karen asks as well, what is the purpose of stamping mat versus just using, say, the glass mat?
So the stamping mat, it kind of cushions your stamp. So what would happen is if you go straight onto your glass mat, which you can do, you absolutely can go straight onto your glass mat, but what will happen is your stamp, obviously onto the cardstock, because it's hitting that absolute rock solid surface, there is a tendency that the detail of the stamp could like spread. And now when I say spread, I mean literally minutes. Yeah, it widens out just by, you know, a millimetre or so. Whereas if you do it onto your stamping platform, kind of like cushions it. It's like it hugs it. As you stamp in, the only way or the only place that your stamp can go is actually cushioned into that stamping mat. So it gives you that crisper, that cleaner stamped image. So that is best way, and hopefully that made sense to you. That is the best way to explain the stamping mat against your glass mat. So if you can invest into your glass mat, if you can invest into your stamping mat, then it's absolutely worthwhile doing that, and you'll see us doing that quite a lot on all of the shows.
Awesome, always good to know. Lots of you still chatting away. Marcia says, hello, Sarah, Craig and Joe. Bought the whole set, cannot wait to use them. Very, very excited to get crafting with those, which is awesome. Sam Walsh says, love the birthday flower collection. Diana saying as well, such good deals today here as well. Now, whilst you're carrying on there with that, Craig, let's go back to Sarah and have a chat. Let's see what Sarah is up to. Because we've got a bona fide artist in the studio with us today. Let's make the most of having a chat with Sarah. Lots of people loving these designs, Sarah. Loads of compliments for lots of our viewers about all of them. What are you up to now? You've moved on, I see. You've moved on. I see you've got a colouring pen out over there.
I have. I'm just having a bit of a play, really, with different things. I thought I'd get my tri-blend brush pens out because Craig just inspired me a little bit with his colouring. So I'm doing... I can't remember what this is called now. It's a tropical flower.
Is this one that you've drawn?
Hibiscus, that's the one. Thank you.
Yeah, hibiscus. Do you know her dried hibiscus goes lovely in a glass of something fizzy, in the bottom. Glass of Prosecco with a dried hibiscus flower in the bottom. Absolutely, and it looks so pretty.
Wow.
Is this something you've hand drawn yourself?
Yeah, it was done in pencil, and I just went around it with the Spectrum Noir art liners, and then I think I've got pale pink and a coral blend. And that's what I'm using to colour it. It comes in a lot of different colours, I believe. I think there's like yellows and reds and so.
Do you find that the images that you draw, do you then tend to colour a lot of them proportionally? Or do a lot of them, you leave them as sort of just line drawings a lot of the time?
I don't often colour them unless I'm doing a specific project, to be perfectly honest. I would love to. But yes, I tend to do a lot of line drawings. Since my original sort of artist background, I used to just do pencil drawings, and that was my favourite medium.
Okay.
So I do like just monotone images. So
I think they're awesome. Do you do any other sorts of crafting other than drawing?
Well, when I never actually, it's a little secret, I didn't actually know what a die machine was until I started at Crafters Companion. So that was a whole new, different world for me. And then ever since, it's just been, I just want to get into everything. That my little craft cupboard I have at home is overflowing.
You've got the bug, Sarah, I think it's fair to say, isn't it? A lot of people loving this. A lot of people asking if maybe there'll be more flowers in the works when it comes to stamps and dies. Maybe a lot of people saying they'd like to see more of your work turned into stamps, especially florals. Maybe not necessarily birthday months, but something a little bit different maybe.
Yeah, that would be lovely. I'd love to do some different types of florals. I mean, you don't see things like the foxglove that I've just been doing with this one. And the bee orchid, you don't see many things like that around.
No.
I have a snapdragon as well, which I used to love playing with those when I was a child. The little snapdragons, I don't know if you've ever seen one.
I don't think I have.
You can open them.
All right.
Have you never seen a snapdragon?
No,
wow. I thought it must just be me.
I was one of those babies, Sarah, honestly, kids that just wasn't very outdoorsy. I wanted to stay home in the warm and just eat, basically. Not play out. That was my thing. Do you know one of my favourites is Bird of Paradise is one of my favourites.
Yes.
You know, the tropical, big sort of tropical... I don't know why. They are a flower, but they're more like a sort of... a bit like a branch or a twig, aren't they? Like,
yeah.
They are flower, but I don't know, they're more substantial somehow. I'm not quite sure.
They're quite stemmy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Sarah is busy colouring away over there. You guys are absolutely loving this as well. Marianne is asking, are the art liners waterproof? I believe they are, because I know you can put the art liners down and then you can watercolour and you can alcohol marker over the top of them as well. Carol says, watching Craig makes me want to break out my tri-blends. I would love to have a stamp of the hibiscus. That is just fantastic. See, hint, hint already there, Sarah. Sharon saying that she would love the hibiscus in a stamp set. I'd love you to do like a tropical, like a whole range of like tropical flowers.
Yeah, I would love to.
I feel like, seeing as we can't travel very much at the moment, we could live vicariously through Sarah's awesome floral designs. I think that would be nice. You could take us on holiday somewhere.
I would love to see more tropical things coloured. That would be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. And that is looking really, really lovely, that hibiscus. Right, don't go anywhere, Sarah. We're going to come back to you before the end of the show. Craig is also... Let's drop back in on Craig, see how Craig's getting on over there. How's it going, Craig?
Yeah, it's getting on good. I was just, while colouring, I was just listening away. I would love a peony. I would love to be able to peony.
That's actually.
Yeah, quite like it as well.
I see we're getting, we're putting in, just putting in requests here, aren't we?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm not like a flowery guy. You won't go into my house and obviously find lots of flowers and that, but I do have the artificial ones that are the brand peony. I have a few of them dotted about, and yeah, I think it's quite nice just to see whether they're real or not, just to have them dotted about the house. And I think I get quite used to seeing how delicate that they can be. That would be nice to be able to have them in a stamp. Who knows? Watch this space, as they say.
Really lovely. I love the way you've coloured this one as well, Craig. It's really nice. That pop there. It's a nice sort of tone, isn't it, on that one, which is brilliant. Lots of you still chatting away. Still not too late to send pictures in, by the way, guys, as well. If you want to send pictures in. We use snapdragons as finger puppets, is what Fred's saying, Sarah. I need to find me some snapdragons. I feel like I've not lived. Bernie says she knows a secret as well, Sarah, about your crafting. Bernie says she's been back in touch. Bernie, the lovely Bernie Corner, and Sarah are friends, I should add, as well. She's not just like dobbing her in and they don't even know each other. That's not how it is. She says apparently you like to do a bit of sewing as well.
Oh, she's being too kind.
Too kind? Oh, come on. Is there a story here?
She has tried to teach me, and she is the most amazing teacher. But I'm just not that great at sewing. I have tried, but I did make my son a blanket when he was first born, and that is my proudest thing. And maybe that's what she's referring to.
It sounds like you've done a lot more sewing than I have, Sarah. Well, I tell you what, I've said to Bernie, when we're allowed to, Bernie has vowed to learn me to sew. So maybe we can have another go together, the three of us. Craig's a bit of a stitch wizard, it seems, Bernie's got you sewing, didn't she, in one of your morning shows? Is that right, Craig?
Yeah, there's two of them now. Yeah, just about getting me on the verge of doing a bit of sewing, so you never know. I always say I'm up for anything. I'm up for a challenge, so I'm in for that. I am.
Wonderful, sounds good. Will says, find lots of candles though, wouldn't you, Craig? I'm not sure what that's referring to.
I don't know, but it's funny you're saying that because when Sarah was talking about hibiscus, the flower, you were talking about hibiscus, the drink. I was thinking of hibiscus, the Yankee candle that used to have out. It was like a really deep pinky colour, yeah. So yeah, it's funny just where my it's kind of a bit like the peony as well. I think the peony candle.
I'm a bit obsessed with lime, basil, and mandarin at the moment. That is my
nice fragrance for the start.
Yeah,
of the
year. Really expensive. The really expensive brand does it. You know that lady, who's not alone. They do it. Joe Malone, which I can't afford, obviously. But there's lots of other brands do them as well. It's like it seems to become a thing. Oh, I just love it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Any more secrets of Sarah's you want to send us in, Bernie? You know, you feel free. Now, I want to take you through a few of the finished projects that I've got here whilst Craig is doing that. Look at these. I really love how you can. I don't think you think about, with a floral, bling bling, but someone has blinged this one up, and I love it. Who is it that's done this one? It's Kerry. Kerry Noon's done this one. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. She's done it with a chrysanthemum, and she's used that glitter card behind with like one gorgeous frame die there in the background, which has really given it something quite different. Then we've also got as well this one from Nicole, as always, the ever-talented Nicole, which is fancy. Oh, I've undersold that. I always do that, Craig, with an easel card. Forget to open it. I bet the people that design them must think, open the card, Joe. Open the card. There's more on the inside. This one's gorgeous as well. Again, this one's incorporated glitter as well, which is fantastic. And some string in here. And that beautiful studded leather embossing folder, as you can see there. Again, maybe think about not adding too much colour in the background. I think that is a gorgeous card. And that is on a white card blank with a little bit of an emboss on there. Not something we often do. But again, think about also using printed papers in here as well. This is a foiled printed papers that have been used there. And that is a really super gorgeous card. And then we've we've got this one just here as well. You can see that gatefold card there, which again is really beautiful. Remember what you're getting as well. You're getting the florals. You're also getting the sentiments in there that you need to transform them into a full project as well, which is absolutely fantastic. Well, Sarah's quilt was fantastic, apparently, according to Bernie. She said, yes, would love to have a sewing sesh or with all of us. I think we need to get that organised. As soon as we are allowed, whenever that may be, sometime, hopefully in the near future, not too long now, fingers crossed, we will be able to give that a go. Well, maybe, Craig, you know we're doing like these new craft-along shows. Maybe we could do a soft craft-along. That would be good, wouldn't it?
It would be.
We could give it a go in the... I think we might need a bit of practice first before we gave it a go in the studio, but it might be a lovely idea.
It would be. And just you talking about that, I believe I've got the first craft along on Friday with Nature Garden Peacock Collection.
I do believe you have, yourself and Ben, which is going to be awesome. If you haven't heard, Craft Along is a new show that we're going to be bringing to you here at Crafters TV, and it's a little like masterclass where we look at sort of one type of product or one style of product or one specific technique. However, it's going to be a lot more interactive. So you guys are going to be able to craft along with us, whether you do that at home or you do that in the studio, as in we bring you in via video call. We're going to have lots of you joining us. We're going to go through, we're going to do at least one demonstration together. So you'll know at the start, you get told at the start of the show what items you need to do for the craft along element. We'll let you know when the craft along section of the show will be, and then we'll all be able to craft along together for that portion of the show. It's going to be loads of fun. I'm so excited that you've got the first one on Friday, and what a lovely collection to be kicking it off with as well, Craig.
Absolutely gorgeous, and just a wee bit of a heads up, as soon as we finish this, I am going next door to work out what we're going to demo and what we're going to do as a craft along. So as Joe says, just keep an eye out, whether it's our social media as well as mine. We'll give you a heads up as the key products that you'll need for Friday if you do want to actually craft along with me. But until then, so this is what I've started to colour, and then what I've got at the side of me just here is I've got ones that I've already done, and this is where we've got them already done. And the only difference is, Joe, is I've already die cut them. So Perfect. Using the die, you get the die with them, you get the die with all of them, you can cut them out. And then what I've done is I've already created a box, and what I can do is I can assemble the box lid. So for anyone wanting to know, it is, the cardstock I used is 8 inches by 9 inches. And what I done is I scored at 1.5 inches all the way. This one I done on the lid side of my scoreboard, and then on this one I done it on the base side of my scoreboard to create that box. Used our heart nesting die to create the aperture, and I've already popped just a bit of acetate underneath. So we can assemble this one, and then the flowers that I've already got done at the side of me, Joe, I've got some foam pads on the back, and obviously we've got that adhesive bundle that you can then pop your adhesive on. So what we can then do is pop that one on. If we then bring in our floral, so we can bring in the floral, and then what we can do is just position that where we want. So we can bring this one in here, let's go to, I'm thinking if we go up to the top here, into, yeah, let's go into there. Let's got all these little bits. What we can do is we can have it just so that they are just popping out. There, we've got another one. So you can really start to build up your own scene. You don't have to, you know how if you want to build up your scene, if you do your masking, such as using the Pebeo Drawn Gum, well, you can do it that way, or what you can just do is die cut them all individually and then start to build your own scene if you want. You can be doing it that way. It's entirely up to yourself. So this one I'm going to pop into here. We can then have that one there. Now just to say, this frame here is left blank, so you get the floral, you get that frame, and then what I've done is I've come along and I've stamped just for you in the middle. You've got a few different sentiments that you can use. Why do I want
to break into Especially For You by Jason and Kylie? I don't know why. Every time I want to, I don't know why. I'm not going to sing it for you. I feel like Georgina was sort of baiting me there slightly, don't you, Craig?
I do.
I don't know how that goes. I'm not going to fall for that trap again, Georgina.
Anyone not know?
You've had me on that trap hundreds of times over the years. Not today.
How can anyone not know how that song goes?
I know. Maybe though Jason and Kylie weren't big in the US. I'm not sure. I think Kylie Minogue is quite well known in the US now. I'm not sure.
Do you think so? Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful box though, Craig.
There we go. But what about a nice little box for Valentine's Day? You know, maybe you get, I don't know, a photo of Kylie and Jason and pop it in the back of it, maybe, if you want to. It's up to yourself. But there you go. So you've got that, or that could be, if you want, instead of it being on the top of a box, it could be on the top of a card blank. It's entirely up to yourself. But that's a good example of changing the colours compared to what is on the packaging to what we've actually done. And just to say, I think, if I'm not wrong in saying, I think the images on the front of all the packaging once done by Nicole that you mentioned a minute ago. Nicole
Yes,
Brederick,
on the packaging on the front of the product.
unbelievably talented. It's just ridiculous.
Oh, I know. It's sickening, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I'm only joking, Nicole. If you're watching, we absolutely love you. Nicole watches lots of our shows. Actually, she does a lot of the designs. We call it the marketing suite. Basically, the pictures that are on all of the packaging for a lot of the products. Nicole designs a lot of those. I did have a Nicole one in there a second ago, didn't I? Which was absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, that's one of Nicole's there. That one that I just showed you with a plain background a moment ago. But yeah, all of those pictures, Nicole's. Is that one on there? This one I've got in my hand just here. But yeah, very, very talented lady. And it's great when you see two talented people come together. When Sarah, for instance, has drawn out all of these flowers, and then Nicole comes along and adds colour to them and composition and creates cards from them as well. It's absolutely awesome. Now, we're going to go through the boards again and share with you exactly what you're getting, but I want to give you the individual details as we do so. So there they are, £16.99 or £19.95. Any two for £31 or $35 there. You've got Primrose for February, which is awesome. The stamps are all tailored to each one. So Miss You Bunches, just for you. Here comes Spring. February, Primrose, You're Growing on Me. There's loads of things that are on there as well, which are fantastic. Georgina says I'm growing on her, but I'm not sure if it's in like a good way or in sort of like a bacterial infection kind of way. We haven't worked it out yet. Daffodil is your one for, in a good way apparently. Oh, good. Daffodil is your March one just there as well, as you can see, which is brilliant. Sarah's used to it. Sarah's used to the banter. She watches all the time at home. She told me earlier. April is for your Daisy, which is fantastic. May is the Lily of the Valley. Now, actually, you know what? I'm going to pause right there and ask Sarah. It wasn't one that I was familiar with, Sarah, Lily of the Valley. Was it you? And did you have to like research the ones that you weren't that familiar with in order to sort of find out about them?
Well, I'll let you into a secret, actually. When I originally drew these images, I actually drew a tiger lily, which is the big one with the big pointy leaves and the spots on them. Completely got that wrong. So I think it was actually Julia that told me it was actually
not the right flower.
Yes. So I immediately removed that and did the other one, which is good, because then I found out actually that my grandmother had Lily of the Valley in her bouquet, and they are really cute, delicate little flowers.
Yeah, they do look lovely. Lily of the Valley as well. Is it used? I could get this wrong, right? And I might be wrong. Is it used in skincare? I have a feeling that Lily of the Valley might be used as like an extract in skincare and stuff as well. I could be wrong. Because Edelweiss, which is like a lovely Swiss flower. Have you heard the same?
Yeah,
as well?
It sounds familiar to me. Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, it's almost. I think it's maybe like considered like a botanical flower, which is also. It's all botanicals are flowers. And I get myself in so much trouble. We were having the flora and fauna discussion the other day. Honestly, it went on for hours. Let's move on, Joe. Move on. You've got the rose, which is that gorgeous June flower there for you as well. July is delphinium, which is fantastic. We have got the gladiolus, which is the August one. September is your aster there. The October is your marigold. November is your chrysanthemum, which is brilliant. And then also you've got your poinsettia. December. Do you know what? I've just had a brainwave, Sarah. We could do it. Maybe we could do it. I don't know. Definitely a brainwave, not the latter. What we could do, so you did birthdays. I think it was ingenious idea. Maybe we could do countries. You could do flowers of different countries as a theme. Wouldn't that be nice? So you could have like, I don't know, like thistle from Scotland, absolutely. I don't know, let me know any other ones, but I'm thinking like, what is the one they have in Thailand, which is I can't remember. But there's got to be, isn't there, a theme of them. What do you think, Sarah?
I think we have the English rose, don't we?
Sorry?
Is that what we have for England, the rose, the English rose?
I guess English rose. I guess it would be whatever it's iconic. Because I mean, a lot of flowers grow in a lot of countries, don't they? But which ones are they known for? I guess it would be the rose for us.
That would be amazing, yeah. I'd love to do that, though. It's a good idea.
I wonder what the American flower would it be? Wisteria. I'm only thinking about that because of what is that? What's Desperate Housewives? That's why I'm thinking wisteria would be the flower for the US. I don't know. Let me know, guys. Let me know which flowers you think are iconic of different. Is it a lotus? The flower? Is it a lotus? The flower? The flower of Thailand? Can't remember. Do that again, Georgina. It's a Ratchafruek, apparently. That well-known flower.
Oh, that one.
Oh, that one. Do you think that's it's like Latin, actually, like real? You know, because they all have different names, don't they? Anyway, I'm digging a big hole here. Michelle says that box is a must. Thank you, Craig. Bernie says, oh, you could stamp the flower onto fabric and colour in the fabric with paint or ink. Then make a patchwork quilt with them as well. That would look stunning. I love that idea. I think it's awesome. Georgina's actually just sent me the name of it through. It is a Ratchafruek, I believe. It's probably not how it's pronounced though in Thai. I don't know. We had a viewer in from Thailand last week. Maybe they can help us with our pronunciation, Craig. Josie says, my head is bursting with what to try at first. So many different ideas. Monica says, let's face it, any flower would be beautiful and we would get them. Sarah's work is amazing. Lynn says she just sent us in a quick photo of her current setup. She's doing remote teaching and watching Crafters TV at the same time. You're so cheeky, Lynn. We'll see if we can show that photo before the end of the show. Anne says, when I was a teenager, there was a lily of the valley in French that I can't spell, perfume/cologne that was very popular. Good to know. Oh, wow. Apparently in the US, I mean, I think we're really on something here now, Sarah. Gosh, I've spent the last year, right, trying not to call Sarah, and I fail all the time. I call Sarah way more times than I should. So I've tried to condition myself not to say Sarah when I'm in the studio. Now Sarah's here, I'm trying not to say Sarah. And it's a minefield, isn't it, Craig? I am sorry, Sarah. Deborah says the US has a state bird and a state flower for every single state. There you are. And you love wildlife, you were saying as well.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Like the animal for each state or
an animal and a flower for each state.
Country.
I can see your face lighting up. We know what Sarah's going to be
It's all the
working
ideas.
on. We know what Sarah's going to be working on. So we've picked a winner as well, by the way, to give a piece of your artwork away, which is fantastic. And it's Mandy Doodle Hands. I don't think that's her real surname, but it's her birthday. Her birthday is May. I'm happy with the lily. I do also like roses and carnations, so she's happy for you to choose which one she gets.
Okay, I'll have a look. I'll see which ones we have.
All right, awesome. While Sarah has a little look through the ones that she's got with her, and we'll send one out to you, Craig has got a load of beautiful projects over there that have been created using these. You know that the design team have really loved these because it's the quality and also the quantity, Craig, of the finished designs that we've got. There are absolutely loads, aren't there?
There is. It's kind of like a cliche thing that we say at times, but it's so true that you can always tell when the team have absolutely loved what they've been using because we get so many samples. So we can see on this one here how we've got the floral Asta on this one here, mixing and matching if you want to use your background dyes, but you don't need to do much to it because the actual flower as well as the colouring does all the talking. What about keeping it very simple? Very, very simple. You don't need to do much to it at all. You can see down here. So if you like to do maybe your stencil background, maybe that you want to do things like your spritzing on the back, you can do. But again, just onto the top, keeping them small. You know, they really work really effective being small. Changing the colours completely that you can see here. Lots of square cards or rectangle cards that you can see. and then we can go all out. So if you do want to start doing kind of like your concepts, your frames that you can do, see how well a black outline works. So we can see, let's turn that one around here. So we've got this one doing our watercolouring that you can see onto there. Very, very simple, but such an effective way of colouring them in. So this is the same one, but gone direct straight in with our tri-blends, or our classics in this case. And there, another one of our concept that we can see. So you can see this one here. It's another one of Nicole, actually that one as well. So a few of what I've been showing you is Nicole's work that we can see. Then we've got elongated ones. So you've got your DL cards if you want to use them. So simple on this one here. A few mats and layers, but how effective is that? Bit of stenciling in the background as well. And then on this one here is, I showed that one, didn't I? Showed that one a minute ago. And then here's this one here. So creating your backgrounds as well with the stamps. So you see we've got the blue. This is actually heat embossed and then used our stamp image on the front just to give it that little bit of a wow. So you can see how well that they all work together.
Yeah, they work really, really beautifully together. We're going to need to do a vote on the demo of the show, Craig. So I wonder if you could just share with us the things that you got finished in the show. Georgina, we're going to talk about last week's vote, or we're going to leave it for later. Okay. We may need to re-vote on last week's demo of the show. We believe, Craig, that Fiona's previous winning entry won again on Sunday. It was included back in the original card. So, I mean, it really is your favourite. I mean, we've worked that out. It's won the vote twice now. But we're going to look to maybe see if we can locate the cards from last week's vote that we did yesterday. We believe we have them all. Some of them got mixed up, so we may do it again, maybe in the Monday Makers show. We're not going to talk about any voting irregularities. Right, it is still very, very busy. Which ones we've got to vote on then, Craig? We haven't got long to vote on them, by the way. We've only got 6 minutes. 6 minutes. So some beautiful projects, though.
Here we go. So let's go. Well, what will we do? 1, 2, and 3. I think that's the easiest way to do them, isn't it? Yeah, I think so anyway. So we can see we've got number 1, which we've done using the rose, and then we've got number 2 using the daisies, and then we've got number 3 that we can see here where we've used the primrose. Changed the colour slightly. So we've got a couple of cards as well as a box. So we've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3.
Fantastic. Get in touch, let us know. Across on Crafters TV, across on Facebook, of course, on Crafters TV, or on YouTube. You've got 5 minutes to vote, by the way, guys. 5 minutes. Your 5-minute warning. I feel like that was a song, but I can't remember who sang it. Now, if you want to go, details on your screen for the poinsettia. Let's whiz through some of the other stuff that's been very, very busy in the show. This is your Spectrum Night Finesse alcohol-proof ink pad. It's your 4-piece collection here, which is fantastic. They're $16.96 or $23.63. Oh, I'm struggling with the numbers today, aren't I? We've got the blending collection. It is extremely limited. It's literally hanging on by a thread or a splodge, seeing as it's inky. £30 or $40 if you want to get your hands on that one. You got the rocker blocks as well. These are awesome. $9.99 or $13.99 is your price there on those ones. That's a half-price deal. I've just seen Fiona's blouse for the next show.
I did.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
She looks incredible. You want to wait till you see it. Honestly, it's awesome. This is the small die and stamp folder with the 2 packs of the magnetic panels for you here. $14.99 or $14.95 if you want to get your hands on those. We then also have the Centura Pearl pastel collection with 50 sheets. And in this particular collection, you're going to get the baby pink, the Pacific, the pumpkin, the Snow White hint of gold, and you've also got the Centura Pearl as well, which is fantastic. £10 or $14 if you want to grab hold of that. Don't forget about the Get It weekly deal that we've got for you as well. This is awesome. A really comprehensive bundle of your different adhesives in there. So you've got foam pads, all-purpose, the collar all-purpose. You've got a red liner tape here, and you've also got the glue tape pen. And your dotty tape pen as well, £23 or $39 there is your price. Right, Craig, I know well, I don't think we're going to get a full demo in, are we, before the end of the show, but you're going to get something started for us.
We are indeed. So let's use, for this one here, I've forgotten the name of the flower. Daffodil. I was about to say dandelion, but I knew that that wasn't right. So we're going to use the daffodil, and we're going to colour it in still with a tri-blend. So we're using our flagstone on this one here, using our Nina as well as our stamping platform and stamping mat. So what I'm going to do is, let's pop this in the middle. I'm going to stamp this one out. We're going to stamp it. We're going to get all of that detail coming through. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my gold yellow blend. I'm going to use my citrus blend as well as my dull green blend for my colouring. And then what we can do is bring in this one in. So let's start with the citrus blend on this one. What I'm going to do is we start into one of the petals, and I'm going to go with the light end here. And I'm going to follow a lot of this shading that Sarah's put in with the stamped image. And I'm going to start in right in to the centre, because then this would tend to be dark underneath because the centre part of the daffodil is covering up these parts of the petals. So therefore what I'm doing is, although I am saying that it's going to be dark, because I'm laying down that colour first, that light colour. I'm laying it down, but what I'm doing is this area here is going to be light, just the way that I envision that the sunlight's hitting. Then what I'm doing is I'm going to flip to the darker side, and then this is where we're going to add that depth of colour. And what I'm doing with this one here is I am just following in kind of like these shadow guides or shadow lines, working my way in, so laying that colour down. And then what I'm going to do is we can then go into the mid-tone, and we're blending that dark tone out. So what we can do is blend all of that out, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into the light, blending that colour out, just like that. And then what will happen is, as time goes on, that will start to evaporate. However, what you could do is, although we've done the three colours, we could go into the gold yellow. And what I'm going to do is I was just wanting to check the colour, see how depth or how deep the light tone is. I'm going to stick with the light tone, but then what I'm going to do is just a few little lines. So going overlapping where these little shadow accent lines are, and I'm going to add a wee bit extra depth. So if I go in, adding that in, then what I can do is, actually, do you know something? I think let's go a tiny bit deeper. So I'm going to go into the mid-tone for this one. I'm just going to go over what I've just done a moment ago, following these lines. So I'm just going to go in, let's even go into that one there, and I'm just going to add. And then what I can do again is, if I go back to my original pen, I could leave it like that, and that will still help itself just blend out slightly. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into my citrus blend, and I'm going to go to the light tone, and I'm just going to help that slightly, and I'm going to blend that colour out. So we're just blending it out into the actual petal. So blending it over the top. And then what I would do, Joe, is I would do exactly the same with all the additional petals. But what will happen as that starts to evaporate that wee bit more, you'll start, even then, from up above already, you can start to see how you're getting that definition from the petal. You've got that depthness coming from the deep tones under the middle part of the daffodil. And then what we can do is work our way round, and you're just going to carry on doing what I've done there. And then if I bring this one in, you can see using the same colours all the way throughout, and I've done exactly the same by using my gold yellow as well as the citrus blend. And for the leaves, I've used the dull green blend, and this is how it can look.
It looks great. Now, I know we're fast running out of time, Craig. The winner of the card of the show was the Daisy, by the way. The Daisy was the winner, so that will go into the cabinet of creativity, which is fantastic. So we'll pop that into there. We'll try not to mix it up. Some of you thought you were voting for the demo of the month last night on Sunday. I think that's where there was some confusion. We'll sort it all out and we'll get back to you. Let's go back over to Sarah, because I know Sarah has dug out a piece of her artwork that she's going to send off to someone. So which one are you going to be sending out to Mandy? Mandy Doodlehands.
I've managed to find her birth flower, which is Lily of the Valley. So that's
Oh, gorgeous. That's fantastic. Really, that's going original artwork that's going to be sent out to one of our lovely crafters. Sarah, can I say it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show today. I've really enjoyed having you in the studio, watching you work as well. I know, have you had a nice time? Will you come and join us again at some point?
I will, yeah. It's been lovely. It's been nice fun, and I really like this desk. It's lovely.
Ah, awesome. Well, you can't have the desk, I'm afraid. You can only use it in the studio, so you'll have to come back if you want to use it again. But that hibiscus is looking gorgeous that you've done there.
Oh, thanks. It's my hibiscus.
Check that out. Absolutely stunning colouring. Yeah, a massive thanks, Sarah, from us all here at Crafters TV. It's such a pleasure as well to put a name, a face to the name when it comes to all of the awesome designs that you guys see on the show. Craig, when are you back with us then? Are you back in the morning, I'm guessing, from Wake Up Call?
I am indeed, yeah. Can I just say, on the monitors here, I've been able to watch Sarah doing that colouring, and it's just been phenomenal just watching it transition all the way going through. I'm back tomorrow. Tuesday, I've only got the one show tomorrow, so I'll be back at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning with a wake-up call with Craig, so that's 9 p.m. here in the UK, 4 a.m. Eastern Time, 1 a.m. Pacific Time, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good day, but then I've got another, the rest of my day tomorrow's good, because I've got prep for upcoming shows to do, and that's going to be exciting.
Oh, any teases about morning call tomorrow? Wake up call, what can we expect? Got a sneaky exclusive for us, Craig?
Well, it's Tuesday. You know what that means? Not only is it Treat Yourself Tuesday.
Treat Yourself Tuesday,
Treat
always.
Yourself Tuesday, but it's also, we have a bit of soft crafts as well.
Ooh.
So who knows what I might be doing.
Who knows what could happen? All bets are off, as I like to say. Mandy Doodlehand says, lovely, thank you so much, Sarah, Craig and Joe. What a wonderful show it's been. What a wonderful show it has been. Please don't forget to check out your baskets if you are across on the website. Remember, you've got an hour now to get yourself set before I will be up with the lovely Fiona. Her top is glorious. It's worth tuning in just for her blouse alone, let me assure you of that. She looks wonderful. I've seen her milling about at the back there. We're going to get ourselves reset with the Monday Makers Show. So make sure you join us back here in an hour's time, where myself and Fiona will be inspiring you and educating you a bit more. I say we will be. It's Fiona that will be doing that. I'll just be here doing the salacious gossip. Whatever you're up to, I'll see you back here in an hour's time. Take care.
Bye.